Hello, my name is Kim, and I am coming to you with my very first episode of Corner to Corner Crochet. I hope that you will love to crochet with me. Corner to Corner is one of my favorite patterns and designs. And so when I'm figuring since St. Patrick's Day is coming up, I thought I would give this shamrock or clover a little spin. I've never done this before. I have done corner to corner crochet, and hopefully I'll be able to share some of the things that I have already completed for my grandchildren, for my children, and different ones that to show you just how much I love corner to corner crochet. In this, we only have two colors. We have white and I have bright green. These are from Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton, and these are great for like if you're using pot holders, if you're placing hot meals or different things on. I would prefer cotton because it does absorb heat a whole lot better than acrylic, where acrylic will melt. But you can use any yarn that you would like to use, any style, any of your favorites. These are just my favorites, and I will want to go ahead and continue on with showing you how to do this corner to corner design. Now, I know that many of us have been introduced with corner to corner for the first time, and I do have this diagram where I have etched it to show which direction we are going in. This is the wrong side, which is all of our odd numbers, and our right side is all our even numbers. And I will even show you how to decrease once you get to the edging from the side and the top. We're working from the far right hand corner up to the far left hand corner. So I hope that you enjoy this. Now, there are many ways that different ones have started their corner to corner. Most I have watched where they will start with six single chain or six chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they do a double crochet. And this is what I'm going to do for this particular design, but most of the time I do 5 chains and I do half double crochets in mine. But for those that are new to this and really would like to learn how to do it, I will do it as I was taught when I first learned how to do it, with the 6 chains and double crochets. And we will count backwards, 1, 2, 3, and we will go into that fourth stitch. We will skip that first 3, go to that fourth, and we will do our first double crochet where we will wrap the yarn and go through the first 2, wrap the yarn and go through the second 2, and then we will go to the second chain. And I like to try to get underneath both posts. That way it's easier and it has a little bit more stability. And this is our second double crochet. And then we're going to do this third double crochet into this last one, which is a little tight. And it's okay if you wrestle with it, because I often do myself, and especially with cotton, because cotton is a little tricky to work with, but I love cotton. Mostly because my grandbabies are allergic to a lot of material, and cotton is the best thing for them. So that's where I've grown to really love doing cotton or working with cotton. So that's our first square. And this is what this will represent, the first square. Now this is going up, so the wrong way or the wrong side will be going up, and then the right side will be going down. Now we're going to do 2 white boxes, and we will chain another 6 as we go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We will count back 1, 2, 3, and in that fourth chain, we will go under. Try to get both of them if you can. If you're not able to, it's okay, but it's just a little bit more security for the stitch. That's our first double crochet. Oh, and I did a half double crochet. I told you I love half double crochets, but let me go back and do that again. So 1, 2, 3, and in that fourth one, we will do a double crochet, go through 2, and go through 2. And then we will have the second 2, go through the first 2, go through the second 2, and then in this last one, go through the first 2 and then the last 2, and you've completed your first box of the second row. And we will go under this post, pull our yarn, and slip stitch. That will give it that little security. And then we'll have 1, 2, 3. So I will count out 3 or chain 3 for my first double crochet. And then we will do the second double crochet. We'll pull through 2 and pull through 2. The third double crochet, pull through 2 and pull through 2. And the fourth double crochet, pull through 2 and pull through the next 2. Now, the very first, when we count back 3 and into that fourth, this is our first really double crochet. This will be our second and our third as we continue with that very first one. But as we continue on, I will count out, and this will be our fourth one where that post is created, that next block up. So we actually will have 4 double crochets in each box. This is our right side of our work, and we will always want to know where our right side is, because it can be very confusing if it's your first time. So I just found whatever I can use as that marker. A little twist here. I got off a little project that I was working. I do have stitch markers, but I didn't grab them. So this is the front of our work. As you can see, there's the first box. There's the second 2 boxes, or the second row, 2 boxes. This is the first box, and the second row is the 2 boxes. Now we're going to go back up to our 3. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll pull out a little bit more yarn here. And then we'll wrap our yarn around the work. We'll count back 3, and in that fourth stitch, try to make sure you get it under those 2 posts there. And if you're not able to, it takes a lot of practice. It took me a little while to get it, but once I got it, I got it. And there's our our third double crochet, and then this is our fourth. But we will always count like this the first 3 stitches that we missed. That will be our very first double crochet, and then 1. That's the second, third, and fourth. We'll go over into this post right here, underneath here, pull it through. There's our slip stitch, and we count up to 3. And then we'll do our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And then we'll go ahead and we'll slip stitch again. We'll count up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll have our first or second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of just using the white yarn. And that's what I'm going to continue to do all until we get to the 7th row. And then the 7th row, that's when we'll incorporate our green yarn. And it can be kind of tricky. It can be a little challenging, but it can be done. Trust me, it can be done. If you love crocheting as much as I do, it will be a cinch to get it. And if it's your first time ever crocheting, once you learn how to do this and see the patterns come to life, you'll love every minute of it. You really would. And so I'm going to continue on until I get to where I have actually 6 blocks, in which I will call them in a row, where I'm getting ready to start that 7th row. And then when we start that 7th row, we're going to incorporate that green yarn. And this is where everything is start coming together for you. Although it may look like it can be a little intimidating, but it's really not. And again, once I'm able to have pictures of some of the work that I have done, you'll see that it can put together some amazing things once you get through with however many boxes you want to make, or like patterns you want to make and what kind of designs you want to do. I know that I'm going to keep working at this until I get to the 6. So now we have 4. And as I recall, we're going down. Now we're going back up with 5. And 4, 5, and 6. We'll count back 3, skip that first 3, go into the 4th one. And you can use any hook size. And I do apologize if I did not mention the hook size. You can use any hook size. Preferably, I like my stitches a little tight. Sometimes they can be a little loose for me. And I'm using an F hook, which is a 3.75 hook. Sometimes with thicker yarn or heavier yarn, I may use the G hook or the H hook, depending on the fabric and what exactly I'm using, and then how much tightness I want it to, or tension I would like for it to have, and how much of a hang I would like for it to have. With a blanket, and I've done several blankets, I like to have them a little tight because over the years, the stitches will loosen up and relax on their own. So the tighter it is, the longer I believe that the blanket will last. So I do apologize for that. And I know that I did mention all the supplies. Of course, you would like to have your pair of scissors and a darning needle to sew in the weaves. But once we get closer to the end of the project, I'll show you how to use the darning needle to sew in some of the ends, as well as secure as much as you possibly can the stitches. We are finishing up, and here we do a slip stitch. we chain 3, and we'll have the first double crochet, and then the second double crochet, and then the third double crochet, and we have our 5, and we have one more row of just all white on. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we'll count back those 3 stitches or 3 chains, 2, 3, and that 4th chain. We'll go ahead and put that double stitch if my yarn will stay with me. And there we go. And we're growing or building our project. And that's the beautiful thing about corner to corner to me, is how fast the project grows. So this is our first block. We'll slip stitch. And we'll do 3 more double crochets in this, on this post. And then we'll slip stitch over here, and always try to make sure that we get that first post, the top of the last row's box. I'm so excited to see what this will look like, because again, I've never done a shamrock or a clover or anything, or I think a 4-leaf clover is what they would call it. So but in any event, this is only 3, so I will stick with shamrock. And so we'll have, this is the 3rd one here, so we have 4, and then we'll slip stitch, we'll chain, and we'll have our second and our 3rd and 4th, I'm sorry, and then we'll slip stitch. So if we were to see, here's my 3rd one, and then here's my 4th. And if we lay this down on the front side, we will see that the diagonal of the work is lining up with the diagonal of the boxes here. So we have, again, every odd number is the wrong side. We ended up on the right side, which is going downward. Excuse me, I have like a little hiccups here. Now, on the 7th row, we will add on 1 white block. So we'll go ahead and chain our 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll add on our 3, remembering skipping the first 3 and entering into our 4th chain. And we'll do 1 and 2 and 3. Now, as we pay attention to our work, we are on the wrong side of the pattern. The next box is green. So how I incorporate or I put in my next color or my new color, I want to leave myself a little bit of tail here to be able to weave in. I will just go ahead and slip stitch that green into, and then I kind of pull it a little tight, and then I'll chain my 3. Now I like to work the yarn over the tail a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of security. And there's my 3, and there's my 4th one. All right, and I'll give it a little tug to kind of secure it a little bit. Now we got to go back to the white. So what I do on these particular instances, I'll just pull out enough yarn that I think would be feasible to finish out this side and to work up. And sometimes I'll get it almost correct, and sometimes I might come up a little short, but I like to give myself a little flexibility, and I'll go ahead and cut this. If I scissors, will go ahead and cut. And then I'll just kind of toss that over to the side a little bit. Now everyone has a little way. I usually go ahead and wind it up in a ball, but for time purposes, I won't take that time to do that right now. And then I will go ahead and leave a little stem of the white or a little tail. And I'll go ahead and slip stitch that white and chain myself 3. I'll get that a little tug because I want that to be secure. And then I'll just work that tail right into my work. You will still have tails with your work, but it won't be as many as you really don't want to work. And sometimes it'll be so many, it will be kind of discouraging. When I first started doing this, I'm like, oh, I got so many tails. And it was like, but I have to do them. And I'm sorry, I don't like it when the strings kind of break apart on me. So I'll go back and redo that. But I'll go ahead and I will start back up with the white. So as you already see, now this is the wrong side, so it's not going to look correct, but I'll just go ahead and finish it. But you have one green, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white blocks. So I'll go ahead and finish out this row, and then I'll let you see what it looks like on the right side. So it looks kind of awkward if I try to show you from the wrong side. So I'll go ahead and finish this and go ahead and finish up with my white. And if ever you get lost and you wonder what row you are on, and I'm going to show you a trick to that I found very helpful for me when I was first doing corner to corner. We'll go ahead, and this is 3, the 3rd one. We'll go ahead and slip stitch and chain 3, and we have 1, 2, oh, this is my 3rd one, and this is my 4th one, and then we'll slip stitch and chain 3, and we'll do 1, 2, and 3. And you know, the chain through 3 is already counted as the 4th one. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we'll go ahead, we'll start this one, but I'll show you what it looks like when we flip it on the right side here. Oh, and I'm so used. Half double crochet. Half double crochet is actually my favorite stitch. I like double crochet. I even like triple crochet, but my all-time favorite stitch is a half double crochet. So we'll go ahead and do that. And if we look at the right side of our work, actually I'm gonna pull this. I will pull this on the back end of the work so it doesn't become confusing. And pull the green also in the back of my work. Okay, I'll fix it later. Okay, but this is what the work is supposed to look like. And actually, I'll show you the front and back of everything. But here we are. This is our front. We have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here is the green, which is down here. Now we're getting ready to start row 8, and we're going to have two white, and then we're going to have 2 green, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 white. So it's going to change up a bit. So we're going to start, and I've already started the first block, which is the first block of the white. I'm going to do a second block of white. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to start with the green. Now I'm not going to use or pull as much green as I did with the white for the edging, because as you can see, we're going to go straight through with white, and then the next row is going to start with green again. So it's going to be another placement for the green. So I'm just going to just leave enough of a little tail there. I have to sharpen the scissors. And I'm going to pull this also in the back of the work because I want it on the wrong side. And I think I should have just waited. I pulled it to the right side and it should have been on the wrong side, but I'll get it straightened out here. Okay, now we're going to start with the green again, and we're going to do 2 green blocks. So you'll have 1 block, 2, oops, I don't think I can, slip stitched. So let's do this again. I want to make sure I do this right. So we have slip stitch 1, 2, and 3. Then 2, 3, and this is 4. And pull that and pull that green. And then we're going to do another green block. So 1, and 2, and 3, and this is my 4th, Now get that a little snug. Now, because I've already had yarn for the other side, I need yarn now for the middle. Because of the counting of the 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here, I want to make sure that I have enough white yarn to go up in this little corner of the shamrock, where I know that once I finish and start with the green again, or for a more regular basis, that I don't run out of yarn. So what I'm going to do is going to cut out a little bit more. And that's for the other end. And I know I didn't make enough or leave enough for me, but it's okay. I can always work out. It would be nice to already have yourself about 2 ounces of different colors and different of the whatever colors you're using in balls or wrapped up. That way you don't have to cut as you go. You already have the balls accessible to you. But I do things a little unusual, I will say, maybe a little strange. But it's not that I want to make things difficult for anyone. Everyone have their knack of how they like to work it. So once you get used to doing the corner to corner, you'll figure out a way that is more feasible or functionable for you, because everyone's task is different. That it might be comfortable for them, but it's not as comfortable for you. Not that it's anything wrong with their way, but it's comfortable for them. And I want you to find what's comfortable for you. Now, because I know that I have yarn on this end, I'm just going to use this yarn over here to finish up this row. So I'll just do 1, 2, 3. Make sure I give it a little pull and do, that's my second one, my second double crochet, my third double crochet, and my fourth double crochet. And then I'll slip stitch in that last and do 1, 2, 3. And then my second double crochet, my third double crochet, and my fourth double crochet. Now, this is how it's looking. And I know it might seem like, I don't know how is it going to come together. It will. It just take a little time. The further you get along, the more you'll see your picture coming to life. And it took me a minute to learn to just be patient and work with it. So now we have completed the 8th row. Now we're getting ready to work on our 9th row. 9th row is 2 white boxes, 1 green, 1 white, and then 1, 2, 3 green and 2 white. So let's start again. And we will start with 2 white boxes. 4, 5, 6. And we count back our 3, and on our fourth chain, I'm sorry, do a double crochet, double crochet, and a double crochet. And then we'll do that first 2 boxes. I'm sorry if I'm sniffling. I don't have a cold. Maybe it's just I have a little runny nose. I don't know. And 2 and 3. And then we'll We did our first two, and now we need to do a green. So we'll move this over to the side. We'll move this one over to this side. And we need some green. So I'm looking up here and we have the two. So I may need a little green. We did two greens. I know I'm gonna need some green up here. So I'm going to pull me out a little green. And to make sure I have enough for the project, because I just did those two greens up here. So with those two greens up here, I know I'm gonna have some green up here, so I'm gonna need some yarn. And you can pretty much kind of go with the calculation as you work. The more you do it, the more you'll see, oh, I know what I need to do. The bigger the project, sometimes it will require a little bit more detail. And again, I would love to show you the different projects that I have worked on where it required a lot of detail. And if also whenever you're working, if you're incorporating yarn or adding a different color yarn as you go, you always want to keep your work to the back of the yarn. Always keep the working yarn in the back of your project, that when you are on the front side, the tails are not all showing on the front side. I learned that as well as I went along. So we'll do that first one. There's two. There's three. And there's four. Now, let me see if I did that. Make sure. Take a look at my work. Now there's the white yarn that's here. And sometimes you can carry it over with the rest of your work. That way you don't have to cut, snip here and cut here yarn. You can just kind of tuck it as you go where you don't have to. Okay, so I don't like the way that that's coming out. So I'm gonna do something different here. And I did something quite not right. Pull this through. And I'm going to work it in behind. And it's challenging at times because, you want the strings to line up correctly and you want things to be as uniform as possible. And it doesn't matter if it's bigger projects or smaller projects. It can be sometimes a task, but it can be conquered. You just keep working at it, keep going at it. Much better. I like that better. Okay, so now that I got that figured out and I have my two, now we will pull that yarn a little bit to make sure that it's good and secure. So as we know, we're working back up. And did I do that right? No. Two. I gotta make sure I did. I did this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. That's how you get confused. And do forgive me, because I do have my challenging moments here. I think that what I did, I just needed one, and I got ahead of myself. I needed one green. Yep. So do forget, and it does happen. It does happen because I'm on the wrong side. So I'll get it together. Green, and then I move further up and do 2 greens. So 1, 2 white, 1 green, 1 white. There we go. That's where I was just getting ahead of myself a little bit. And is there a trick in not getting it tangled? No, there's not a trick. I haven't figured it out yet. I just work with it the best way that I know how to keep it from getting tangled. But I think the entanglement is part of the fun of the project for me. It's weird, I know. So we'll have, there we go. Yeah, so there's the 1 green. As we can see, we have the one green here, 1 green there, 1 white, and then once we have that 1 white, we have 3 green. And I don't know where I was calculating 2 greens, but it's actually 3. So please forgive me. It's a project, again, that I've never worked before. And so, but I'm going to get it. I'm going to. So we have the green, 3 green, and then we have 2 white to finish out this row. And we'll go ahead and do that. That's 3, my 3rd double crochet. Here's my 4th one. And then go slip stitch. Double, double, double. And that's where it's supposed to look after we've completed our 9. So we have here that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if ever you get confused about what row you're on, you just look at it, and if it matches, you should actually have 9 blocks, which I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I know I'm on the row 9. Row 10, and go ahead and do my 6, 4, 5, 6, and count back my 3, and in my 4th chain, do a double crochet, double crochet, and a double crochet. Now I've started it. So how many white blocks do we need? For row 10, we need 3 white blocks. So we'll go ahead and do the 3. That's my first one. You slip stitch in that next post, or the block from the previous row. And there's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. And then we'll do the next one. We count out 1, 2, and 3 chains. And then we have 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, which that will make my 4th one for this block. And then how many? 3, and we need 3 green. So we're working back down, and we need 3 greens. And then, like I said before, there's no trick or anything to keep it from being detangled or get it from getting it tangled. But I work it the best way I know how, and this I found out is less tangling for me when I just snip off just enough to kind of work with what I have. I know I may add more yarn later, but at least it's something that I can work with without it getting just royally tangled. So we have 3 greens that we need. So this is my second green. There's 3. And then and then 4. And then now we need 1 white block. So we'll go ahead and pull up and do this 1 white. So we have 1, 2, 3. And we do second double crochet, third double crochet, and the 4th one. And then we need, okay, 1 black, 3 green, 1 white block, and then we need another green block. So we'll do that. And put that green block right here. So 1, that's 2, 3, and 4. And then after that 1 green block, we need 2 white blocks. So we have 2 left here. Pull that on through so it doesn't get tangled. At least I'm pulling it the wrong way. Well, we're not going to wrestle with it. So we'll do 1, 1, 2, and 3. 3 more double crochets. And then slip stitch into the next one, chain 3, that's your first double crochet. This is the second double crochet, third double crochet, fourth double crochet. Now, as we look at it, we can see that it is gradually coming together here. And, we gotta kind of overlook the strings. We'll get all of that worked out. But as you can see, this is the completion of row 10. And it is piecing it together. It's coming together nicely, as our picture is showing, with a little divot here, that square block, and then a 2 and 3 and 3. So now we're going to work on row 11. And I'm trying to get this. There we go. So we'll have it all tangled up. And I do apologize for my sniffles here. And then we're going to do 3 white blocks. So we'll chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go count back to the 4th box or 4th chain, I'm sorry. And do the first double crochet, second double crochet, third double crochet. That all together you will have 4 double crochets. That skipping those first 3 boxes is counted as your first double crochet. We want to keep this work in the back because this is the back of our work, so we want to make sure we keep it in the back for our working. When we need 3. So we'll go ahead and do our second one. Here's our one, 2, and 3. And then we need 1 green. So we'll take a look at that. We'll have our 1, 2, 3. Now we need 1 green. I'll put that off to the side here. So I need 1 green, which is actually coming from a skein. So we have 1 green. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then after that, 3. So we're on row 11. And count up 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 green. And then we have 1 more white block. So we'll do that 1 white block. Count up 3. 2. It's our third double crochet, and this is our 4th. And then we need, still on 11, 3, 1 white block, and we need 1, 2, 3 green, and 1, 2, 3 white. So we need 3 and 3. So we have slip stitch. You make sure you keep your yarn to the back when it's in the back of your work, or when you're at the back of your work, you try to keep that in the back of the work. So you won't have yarn in the front and the back. It makes it a whole lot easier to work. So we have the first double crochet, second, this is our 3rd one, and our 4th. And then we have first chain or first double crochet here, second, third, and fourth. And then we have slip stitch, 1, 2, 3. That's our first double crochet, second crochet, second double crochet, third double crochet, and fourth. Now that's our 3 green. Now we need the 3 white. Push this off to the side here so it doesn't get any more entanglement as possible, or less entanglement as possible. It'll work itself. Now, I didn't leave myself enough white yarn. So 1, 2, 3. Here's 1, 2. So whenever I have the issues where I do that, I will go ahead and pull out some more yarn from the skein. I try to eliminate as much yarn all over the place as possible, but sometimes they just don't work out that way. So I'll go ahead and snip that, and I'll go ahead and leave myself with a little tail here if possibly can, because I will have to tie it in and weave it in and all that stuff. But I try to work over it as much as possible and pull. So this is 1. Here's 2. Chain 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch. Count up 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we have here where we've completed our row 11. Now what we're going to do, I am going to actually, as you can see, that it's all coming together here quite nicely. I'm not going to I want to take you from step to step, from start to finish. Row 12 is going to be the end of this part 1 of the Shamrock. I'm thinking it may be about 3 parts to this, that and then the completion and all that is included where we're tying in. So row 12, we'll go ahead and work row 12. And this will be the end of part 1. That'll give you time that if you don't like something, or if you don't think that it's looking right, it'll give you time to go back over the video and see if you want to rework it, and take your time. It's no hurry. I love doing this, and I hope that you will love it as well. So now in this, so we have 3, 6, 9, and 12 already done. Actually, I've already completed 12, look like, or have I? That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I didn't think I had 12. I think I threw myself off when I started that one. So we're going to count down 2. So we have 2 blocks. So we have 1. I already completed my first block. So this is my second one. This is my first double crochet, my second double crochet, my third double crochet, and my fourth double crochet. Now After reading that, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5 green. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the yarn that's from what I've already previously cut. Now, I've learned this trick on my own. No one taught me this, or I didn't see it anywhere. I just found it to be a little bit more easier for me to work. I just took the end of the green that I already had working from this part down here. I just took the other end of it, leave myself a little tail, go ahead and slip stitch, lock that in, kind of pull this a little bit to make sure that it doesn't come apart on me. Go underneath both the post and the new working yarn, whatever color you decide to use, and do your first double crochet, your second double crochet, and your third double crochet, which is in a total of 4. Pull that yarn a little bit, pull this white a little bit to kind of secure it. Then what we're going to do, slip stitch like we normally do. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll do now it wants to kind of gather itself together, but I get it worked out. And we'll go 3 and 4. And we need to have a total of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 2, 3, oops, and strings, slip stitch. This is 3, 1, 2, 3, and the second double crochet, the third double crochet, and the fourth double crochet. Then we'll have the fourth block. That's 3, 1, 2, that's 3 and 4. And then we have the fifth block, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 1 white block. So we'll take that 1 white block. And 2, second, I don't even think I can. Yes, I did. 3. 3 and 4. And then after that, 12. So 5, 1, 1 green, and then 3 white blocks. So we need another green block. 1. Okay, that's 3. 2. That's my third double crochet and my fourth. And then I need, after that, 3. So making sure 1, 1, 2, and 3. So we'll go ahead and do 1 slip stitch, 1, 2, and 3, 3 chains, and then we'll do the double crochet, just the second one, third one, and fourth one. Then we'll do another slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll have one, that's the second double crochet, third double crochet, fourth double crochet, and then we'll do the last slip stitch, chain 3, second double crochet, third double crochet, and fourth double crochet. So at the end of row 12, let me get this yarn out of the way if I can. If we go and we look, I'm going to tuck that under there. I'll weave them in later. Once we finish the project, I'll show you how to weave everything in. But as you can see, the project is coming along really, really great. And it works really fast. As long as you have the basic knowledge of double crochet and chaining, and just learning how to do the corner to corner, as you can see, it is coming together. We have the two blocks in between, the next two green. The two bottom greens are matching with these two bottom greens. There is the 3 boxes there. So it's really fun work, and I hope that you enjoy it. I will have a part 2 and possibly a part 3 where we can go ahead not only to see the remaining of the shamrock being developed or come into life, but we'll also put maybe a trimming on it and clean it up, and boom, that you'll have a project completed. Well, this is Kim again, Crochet with Me. I hope that you enjoyed this. Again, part 2 will be coming out along with this, and to help you go back and see what you've done wrong, where you could go over and over and over to see if you can go ahead and get it to this point. And you never know, you might be able to finish it on your own. But until then, I will hope that you keep crocheting, don't give up. I promise you it'll get easier as it go. But for right now, bye-bye.